All righty, everyone. Welcome back to J3U After Hours. Alex and Luke, how are we doing today, guys?
The gang is here.
I know. We've got a newly minted brown belt on the team, so nobody's beating up J3 coaching. Now we're just gonna
Feeling,
you gonna
feeling
show up to
good.
show in your gi
Yeah,
moving
dude, for
forward.
sure, for sure. Forget a suit, dude. I'm gonna just rock that thing. Oh
Oh
man,
goodness.
dude. I will say so. Short summary: the brown belt, like the ceremony is like you demonstrate X amount of moves, like basically showing all of it, and then you roll with everybody. So roll is like live sparring, and my teammates like me. So like everybody showed up, and there was like 18 people, right? And like you start with the white belts, and then you just work up to like blues, bring purples, browns, blacks. And at one point, dude, I was just like, I just have to get up. Like you just all it was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done because it's just like a constant. And my coach is like, there's no like you don't just sub the easy guys and get out. Like if you sub them fast, it's like okay, keep going. Like it's like he wants to see you break, and then you just have to go. So
I
Yeah, I
love
was
they
gonna
say the
say.
black belts to the end.
mhm.
Yeah, you do those poor white belts getting you when you're fresh.
I put one to sleep in my purple belt. But yeah, that's that. What's going on with y'all this week? What's new?
Same old man. Just getting prepared for a little bit of food tomorrow. What about you guys?
Um, we've got the whole family thing going. I'm not a massive Thanksgiver. I'm
Mm.
not, it's not my thing.
More of a
Um,
receiver.
I don't, I just don't like Thanksgiving. Gosh dang it, Alex.
Can't
Ah.
can't monetize the episode now.
Oh goodness. Okay, well there goes my monetization on that. Let's be real, we're not making
Sorry.
money from
Sorry.
this. No, like Thanksgiving was never a big thing for our family, my family growing up. So like it was never really like I don't know. I'm not a big fan of all the sides, which sounds like blasphemy being from the South, but like a little bit of cornbread and some turkey breast, and I'm a happy camper, and I just
Mhm.
move on with life. I don't really care about the rest of it.
I found out this week how like me and Chris just aren't friends. He hunts and he apparently is a fan of Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Yeah. Never
I've told
Chris
you
don't
both of
speak.
those things numerous times, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
I
so
could see you being a hunter.
you're going to
Yeah,
West Virginia?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I'm from the sticks, like population like 800, but I've been hunting since like the fourth grade.
Dude, my dad's a hunting guide. I grew up hunting.
Really? I've never been.
It's fun if you're good at it. It's a lot of
Mhm.
fun. Yeah. I haven't been in ages. Like I don't do it in adulthood, but
Yeah.
growing up I did it a lot.
It's peaceful, man. I think that's a lot of the reason that I love it so much is just like there's no cell service, so I actually can't bother to bring my phone to check it, right? It's like the one day out of the year where I don't have to. It's just quiet. There's just nothing happening. It's just sitting there. And also for me too, like my grandfather, who's very much my idol, he's obviously up in, he's in his late 80s now. And that's like my time with him. That's always been my time with him growing up. So that's like
Right.
why it's more even if we don't see anything, it's like very sacred to me just to have those moments with them as they are obviously not as common now.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, that family time is probably the biggest part of Thanksgiving that's fun. Now, you get me in December, I'm about to put a whole freaking Santa Claus suit on because that is my time of year. I love Christmas.
Yeah. It's like Thanksgiving warms us up for Christmas. Like
Mhm.
it's a little tease before it. But yeah, I'm Christmas all day.
Yeah, yeah.
Have
I'll
you guys
come.
started Christmas shopping?
Yeah, my brother. I always knock my brother out first.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because he's the most fun.
No, I usually start Christmas shopping after the start of December.
Mm.
Luke, what's it like playing Santa?
Oh, I don't actually play Santa. I'm just saying, like, if you wanted me to, I absolutely would.
No,
Story time though. Check this out. Halloween, we go to a neighbor's house for the neighborhood party, and it's like this thing in our neighborhood where like this family puts on the event, and they have it for like the rest of time until their kids graduate, and then it's supposed to get passed on to a different family. And so these people have done it for the last few years. And I was talking to the guy that owns the house because they've got an awesome house. You walk into like their back, uh, it's like a detached garage, and there's like hammer strength equipment everywhere. It's like a fully functional gym. I'm like, this dude lists, I gotta find him. So I found him, and we're like talking. I'm like, what do you do? He's like, well, I run a professional Santa school.
No way.
His dad started it, and once a year for about a month, Santas all over the United States come to learn how to be Santa in for
That's
like a month.
crazy.
I was like,
That's
that dude
Interesting.
has a job. That's the wildest job I've ever heard of.
yeah.
So he's gonna come over. He's gonna do the Santa thing because he's a professional
Hell yeah.
Santa. He's
Yeah.
gonna come
Do
over
some
and do
pro
it for
live
everybody.
TV.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Does your daughter get hyped up for like now she's probably like learning like
oh
Santa
yeah.
and gifts, yeah.
Yeah, she's all about it. You see, like the present decorations, like when you're out walking,
Yeah.
she's like, "It's a gift," and she like runs to it.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh goodness,
We got a lot to dive into, boys.
let's do it.
We'll start with a banger. Sight enhancement oil. How common is it?
You start, Alex.
I think it's very common. I don't I think there's misconceptions with it, like more than anything. I think you have some people who like you see them on the amateur regional circuit, they use it to like what they think is to build muscle or to grow muscle, whereas like someone who's actually like well experienced and educated in how to use it, it's used as like a little icing on the cake, a little filler to
Mhm.
form like a weak body part. And so I think it is pretty common amongst like the upper level athletes, but the athletes you see it in on the lower regional levels, they're usually doing it pretty wrong, and they just need more muscle tissue.
Mhm.
I'll be honest, I tried it. I tried it in my arms, my biceps, and it was great until it wasn't. Like one bad shot, and then you're like, oh, that's numb. So yeah, and like looking back on it, like, I just needed to be bigger. Like, I remember walking around working my security job with just an arm pump like crazy. Um, and I was like, well, this is cool, but I still have like sub 20-inch arms. So what's the point, right? Um, but yeah, I think it is more common. People demonize it as if it's in like, as if we're not allowed to do whatever we want in the sport. But it's like when used properly, that the women's physique Olympian, is it Natalia?
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's getting blowback
She's
from
getting,
Sarah.
yeah, and it's like, they're dogging her, but it's like, if that's what oil looks like, she did an amazing job. Like,
Yeah, like
Yeah.
kudos to her.
I think the other thing too is like metaform is probably the more common usage nowadays. Like it's not like the actual synthol usage anymore. Like it's the site enhancement's just water-based metaform is what I've seen be the most common.
Which was, remember when Nick Trigili came out with that like H2O pump or whatever?
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, back I used the Synthetech, the Syntha whatever,
Yeah.
and then painless pumps, and that was,
Mhm.
um, but yeah, and I was terrible. I had no reason to use that. So yeah, it's just that's what it is.
I think it works with like the high caliber athletes. Like it's definitely something to consider for the right situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the law of specificity, right? As we look at the tier system and you work higher up in the ranks and you've utilized everything before that in order to be as great as you can be. It's like, okay, this can add a percentage to your physique potentially. I think where it gets demonized is we see people who are too new using it, and I think it's kind of like the same logic that you see with somebody who gets a lot of plastic surgery, where you create this body dysmorphia and you continue to add and add and add and add and add. Where then we see dudes who have like horns on their shoulders and biceps because they just keep loading and loading and loading. Whereas there's a means to do it in a way, like, again, if the Natalia conspiracy, if she did it, she did a wonderful fucking job. Right. And I think that's why it's a little bit easier for a lot of people to, I guess, quote unquote, get away with it, is because there is a means to do it where it's not going to be a detriment to your look. I think so many people just get carried away with it. And that's when we see these crazy cases.
Yeah,
Go
it
ahead.
it almost like it too. It makes it where people just can't have a good body part anymore without people like, oh, there's a like Chris has like
Mhm.
crazy rear delts, and people will be like, oh, you're putting a one there. It's like, no, he's not. He just has great rear delts.
Dude, like, I've been asked that so many times, like, why would I load my rear delts of all things and not think to load my shitty fucking arms? Like,
All things to load.
you have all things to load, just my rear delts, not my terrible biceps.
Your rear delts, which make a difference in like a side chest and a back double bicep. And that's like
Yeah.
about it.
So I had a little group of my competitors think that they were onto something with the hyaluronic acid into their arms. They just for whatever reason they just were like, we're gonna do this now. And it was like I was just holding him back for like not giving it to them. And I was like, guys, like, all right. And so like I started sending them painless pump links. I was like, oh, let's do the real thing. Like, come on, boys. Like, no, no, yes, I'm just gonna do this. I'm like, all right, well, and they did it, and like they would get a pump. But I'm like, you guys gotta understand, like, it's not the end all be all for like bigger arms.
It's not whatsoever. It, man, if people knew how many people at the top ranks use it, like it would no longer be such a conversation. I feel like people just want to make an Instagram thing out of it, and that's why it becomes a thing. Like try to create clickbait off of it or whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't need it, don't use it. But I mean, it's definitely something to consider.
Hmm. So, word on the street about Carlos Thomas is he, well, Alex,
Yeah.
do you want to go
Word out of
into it?
my
You want to
mouth.
retract your statement real quick?
Yeah, so all right, guys. So last week, which is so stupid because our fucking boss coaches them. Hey, I was part of the clickbait and was just like, oh, hey, yeah, I heard he retired. I think he retired. And then, Brandon's like, yeah, I heard he did too. And so, J3U public announcement. Luke, you want to fill us in? I don't believe he's retired.
No, John coaches them. To be fair, John's not the most like publicly talking about his clients sometimes, but like it was so funny. I saw John. If you go to the post, like that, like originally, like people were starting to create a hubbub about it. John's comment on there is, "He's not retired. I coach him." It's just like all these comments below it of
Yeah.
like questions and oh, that's great, like yada yada. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he's just got. I think it's just more, from what I understand, just more like he wants the detachment from social media and just wants to do it. Like, which man, like, kudos to Carlos, like, for being able to detach himself like that and enjoy bodybuilding again and not have it be so caught up in like the social media world. Like, that's just a true love for it. Like,
Yeah.
that's it's so cool. Like, and if you don't know Carlos, like, I worked with Carlos on the training side for a bit. Like, super smart individual. He's got his own career, very well educated, very well thought out person. So it's not surprising, I should say, because it's not like other people where their entire monetization and like how they support themselves is through bodybuilding, right? Like he's got this whole separate career that's outside of the sport.
Yeah, and I think it was cool to hear him talk about it like, oh, well, I'm gonna just pursue other things too. Like, and honestly, I think it's great. I think he's doing what a lot of bodybuilders should do,
Mhm.
because it's something that, while as amazing as he is, like he still has ways to go to break in the top 10, top five at the Olympia. And so like being realistic and like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna have fun and keep pursuing it, keep enjoying it, but like also get my doctorate and get my PhD and all that. Like it's also realistic. It's gonna serve him on into the rest of his life. So I think it's cool to see.
Yeah, he was very enjoyable to when I was did the training stuff with him. He was very enjoyable to work with. He's such a good dude. Like
Yeah.
both him and his dad, great people.
Mhm.
So it's really cool that I'm really glad he's not stepping away, that it was just like a missed quote. Because like, when you first see it and you're like, you don't read the comments and you don't see John's comment or whatever, you're like, man, like generational talent, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's so good. But yeah, he's such a good dude. So retracting of Alex's comment.
Yeah. This is
For
after
sure.
hours. It's not the main J3U page, all right?
We got
Oh,
a good one. Feeling the need to always make a change as a coach.
Oh yeah. This happens in multiple settings. So like off-season setting, this happens a lot because the plan's working. They're, you know, training's good, digestion's good, sleep's good. There's no really need to make a change, but the fact that they're paying us, like you almost feel obligated. Like,
Mhm.
you know, hey, like, all right, yeah, let's try this or let's add this, when in reality, they could probably ride it out for 4 or 6 more weeks as long as it's going smooth.
Mhm.
That's a spot I notice it. Another spot I notice it is peak week. So a lot of times, and it's why I don't really I don't, if I'm in person, I don't usually take pictures that final bit, um, because I don't want to look back. Like I don't want to start looking back at the visual and like second guessing, and I'll go back and you start overthinking. I really like to rely on that, like in the moment, what am I seeing? What am I doing? I
mm.
got it. Because, and then some, I don't like to hang around them either. I like to go away because I'm like, you start to look at them, and if you're just chilling, you start like, okay, well, why is that sitting different? And then they pose, and it's like, okay, phew, like you can just overthink it, and a lot of times that can mess you up.
Mhm.
Would you say, because I would tend to say that that's a skill that you developed, though, that not everybody probably listening to this can do that. I'm a big advocate, especially for those like still building their momentum and their skills as a coach, like taking photos and leaving before you give them food, fluid, sodium, whatever you're deciding to do next, because it removes the pressure of the environment. All
Hmm.
you gotta do is say like, "Hey, I just need to go check my computer and look at some visuals to go check it," and then that way you can do your side by sides and make sure that you're moving in the right direction. And like, obviously, you guys can just use the J3 coaching app because y'all with the peaking have like all that data in front of you. But
Mhm.
yeah, it the more you can make it an objective decision and not be in an environment that influences that, the better.
Yeah.
Because I'm like you, Alex. I'm kind of like an in the moment, like I can tell like where we're at. Like I've already built this whole data stream leading in where like I can look at someone and tell them pretty darn close to where they're at weight wise and stuff. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
um, yeah, for those that don't have like that level of experience doing it, like it can be helpful to detach yourself with the photos.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely mine's kinda like a mixed bag with that. Like, I'll still have like, going back to Iron City, I would have both of my athletes check in the same spots they'd been checking in all week in the Airbnb we were at with weight. I would wait, look at it, take a minute, and then go look at them in person. So they knew obviously that I still had a hand with them, that I was still involved in that process. But I already knew what we were going to do at that point because I already had the pictures to reference. I just wanted to make sure they had an opportunity because I've made the mistake previously where I wasn't getting enough concrete data from pictures and weight, where I was only looking at what was in front of me, and then I couldn't reference to know what was changing over time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I'll say this, I have noticed. So, like, let's say for whatever reason I get into the show late. Let's say like they've been there, we've been doing pictures and stuff all week. I don't get there till like 9, 10 p.m. Or let's say I don't even really see them till show morning. I'll have them keep doing photos, even though I'm there,
Hmm.
because that's been the visual throughout. And I may see something in person that like might freak me out and make me get me off my plan that way. But yeah, I'm with Luke. It's definitely a skill like over time. Because some people, like there are plenty of coaches who like have to have the side by sides every 2 hours, and And it's
Hmm.
just for me, it's just not, I don't like doing it that way. But it was because I came up coaching with very poor systems, and that was really all I had was just like the
Your eye.
look. Yeah.
Yeah, your eye. Yeah, I don't think I mean, once you get to that point, though, it's kind of like Chris's point, like what Chris just said. Like, you know what you're doing. Like, you know where you're taking this person, you know what's going to be the best look, and you're just like checking to make sure that that's the case. And then on top of that, like, kind of adjusting your matrix according to like GI drop, right? Because like GI
Mhm.
drop's going to happen, that best visual might end up being slightly lighter, but that's the comparison usually you're doing is like when you're
Hmm.
close to that ideal look, like, does it look the same? The only thing that I would add, I'd love to hear how you guys handle this, is both of you, is tan versus no tan. Like the difference in like not letting tan ruin your decision making. Cause like we know this by now, but like for people who haven't done it for years and years and years, like tan can lead people down some really bad decisions if you don't stick to your guns and know like, and a lot of this is like you said, Alex, like having the systems to know that where that person is at is going to pan out on stage. But um, I mean, that's a huge one. I've seen people ruin peaks over just not liking the visuals under not the greatest lighting with tan on.
Yeah. Chris, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, dude, I've done it. Like, it depends where we're at, because like the Airbnb we were at for Greater Valley was the most unforgiving lighting I think I've ever stood in my entire life, dude. Like, me and Austin both would take check-ins and then ask each other if we actually looked that bad. Like, on the day
White
of pre.
white walls, white lighting. We
No, no,
eventually, yeah, we eventually
Could
found it
you
what outside in the door.
yeah,
could
Yeah.
yeah,
you tell Chris from the wall?
no, no, dude. It was just fluorescence between the
Dude.
light and me and the wall. It was miserable. Um, dude, I've done it before where like we'll take oh, it was Night of Champions 2023. I had one of my athletes stand on a kitchen island and turn a light inwards
Hmm.
at the athlete so that we could actually have like a better reference point. Like, I don't care how unorthodox I have to get at that point. But again, going back to it at that point in a peak week, it's so predictable with how we go about our check-in process within like numerous check-ins at different points. So like with Daniel and Carly at Iron City, like, dude, I could have had my eyes closed for the last 14 hours of it and knew where they needed to be.
Yeah.
Um, but I do agree, especially the first time you peak somebody, especially if they're as pale as I am, and after they dip them in motor oil to get them dark enough, like it can be muddied a little bit, and then people immediately like, oh, let's throw in a Dyeside or whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah, I more than anything, I warn my athlete. I'm like, hey, you're gonna get this tan on and you're gonna look in the mirror and it's
You're
not
gonna hate
gonna I said, I just need you to not freak out.
it.
Um, but yeah, so one thing I do is like, especially if they're doing, if I'm not there, and you know, because usually I can drag them under some form of lighting and figure it out. But if I'm not there, it's girls. This is super easy. I'm like, hey, like girls will hit like a little side, like little bicep flex in the mirror. I like,
Mhm,
hey, thanks for the check-in photo. Go take a selfie in the bathroom
mhm,
and just how you do in the gym. And usually I can see something different at some type of different lighting. And I'm like, okay, got it. Um, Same thing with, with guys. I'm like, hey, go in the bathroom, hit a most muscular. And it's just finding a different light under a different circumstance to see if something else comes out. Um, but then also just relying on the scale, what you've
mhm,
been seeing all week is also super helpful. Um, yeah, and I think just it's going into the just trusting your when you're in person, it's just trusting your gut and just I think it's the experience of knowing that the tan is messing it up. You're
mhm,
like you just kind of you're used to it, so it's like you're used to driving in the rain after a while.
mhm,
It's kind of that same thing, but those are two little helpful things. And if you're stuck, like you don't really know what to do, have them like pose them again. Just
Yeah.
pose them again, and something will come out. But this will be for another peaking podcast. But like I'll have like three reference points for somebody's physique, and they're all different. And so if I can usually find one of their reference points to pop, they're like that I know, like, hey, their quad always feathers or their, striations in their abs always come out a little harder. If I can find one of those that's like my confidence booster, I know I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. Like I've had got an athlete in Florida. She was struggling to find good lighting for me. So I actually had them open the door of the fridge and had her do a walk video, send me a video of her walking from the front to the back. Just again, just as like I got to find something to see something at this point.
Hell
But again, to the point, it's like with Carly, I know when she's flat, how her walk to the back looks compared to when she's full. And so I would just use that as the reference point of like, okay, I need to see. I knew when her tie-ins, like, there's a certain way that her glutes move when she's full as a house. Where I'm like, that's what I just need to continue to look for, is like my guiding light for fullness in her case.
Dude, I had a girl one time get on the bathtub and like send me. So I was like, I need to see your tie-ins. She's like standing on a bathtub, like getting a back shot because there was no like ring light thing back then. This was like 2020. So yeah, we were in the depths of it for sure. But you'll figure a way out as a coach for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just gotta figure it out.
I can't. It's like kind of fun in a way,
Hmm.
because I'm like, let's figure this the fuck out right now, like with all the what minimal resources we have.
It's the first thing
Yeah,
I do when I'm at a show is like, where are we taking check-in photos?
Hmm.
yeah, it kind of gets me excited. It's kind of like a toxic girlfriend. You're like, you kind of like, oh, all right, this looks like a fun time here.
Let's see how we can pivot.
Got terrible lighting. We got no sunlight, and all right, we're gonna make it work.
Pull the flashlights out, man.
Yeah,
All right, with tomorrow being Thanksgiving, fuck, marry, kill Thanksgiving foods.
yeah, because I'm with Luke. I'm not a Thanksgiving food guy. I would much rather a steak. Like,
Hmm.
Me too. Sign me up for that.
okay, um,
Take me to Rodeo Goat and get me a burger, or take me to Chamberlain's and get me a nice filet
yeah.
with some like Parmesan grits.
Oh,
Or, yeah, dude.
yeah. We're doing it so wrong still.
I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Um,
Kill is what remind me, kill is like you don't want it around.
Yeah, you
yeah.
don't want it at all.
Can we sign up the cranberry anything for
I was
that?
just thinking that cranberry sauce. The old lady Jello. Yeah.
It's so bad.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it.
I'm so glad Alex and I are on the same page here.
Dude, I go back.
Anything cranberry, just like leave it. Just
Yeah.
don't bring it to my house.
Bring it to mine, dude. Fuck it. I'll take it.
Dude, Chris, what do you eat it with?
Dude, you eat it with anything, man. I'm telling you. And this is what to me, which I will also side with you guys. Like I enjoy Thanksgiving food. I don't like yearn for it. To me, Thanksgiving is all about the leftovers the following day. That's what it's all for.
Even more gross.
Dude, fuck you guys. No, absolutely not. Hear me. I'm gonna put you guys on game. You take a yeast roll, okay, you split it, you fry a piece of ham. Okay, you put the ham on it. Luke, stop it. Stop. Dude, you fry the piece of ham, okay? A little bit of cranberry dressing, okay? A little bit of stuffing, a banana pepper. You fold that in. It is a lovely time.
God. Chris is gonna be what's she weigh right now, Chris?
245.
You're coming back 250, dude. For
That's
sure.
what you want. That's what you want.
It's like that's all you ask of me, Alex.
Dude, you want me at 270, bro?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
All right. So Mary's the dependable one, right?
Yeah, where's the one you
Right,
want
true.
all the time?
It's mashed potatoes and gravy.
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah, I can get down with that. Actually, I'm gonna go with sweet potato casserole. I'm gonna make
Yes.
sweet potato casserole.
That was mine.
My mom makes it with like sugar, butter, and pecans. There's like barely.
Mhm.
It's a dessert.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
the dessert version.
Yeah.
my aunt, God bless this woman. She makes these, it's basically the same concept, but she'll make like a sweet potato casserole type deal, but she will freeze marshmallows, wrap it in a ball of sweet potato, roll that in crushed up frosted flakes and brown sugar butter and then bake that.
Bro, y'all
Thanksgiving sounds like diabetes at your house, Chris. Good gosh.
Dude, there's a reason
y'all
I'm
are
not forming bowls with me in this case.
That's why you like Thanksgiving.
y'all are built different in West
Yeah,
Virginia, dude.
dude, what do you do? The obesity rate's like 70% there.
Dude, do you like wash it down like a mountain lightning or what's it called?
Yeah, a Dr. Thunder.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about too.
I do, bro. I do. No, my mama makes this punch, is what she calls it. And it's like, dude, it's like 7-Up and sherbet. I swear to God. That's all it is.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then, so what is fuck? It's just you're there for a good time? Is that where we're at?
Yep,
Just
just one
occasionally.
time.
Can we like do the traditional Thanksgiving one and the one that I'm pretty sure is going to be at mine? So the traditional is the Mr. Schubert's rolls because you take the potatoes and gravy and you put it on the Mrs. Schubert's roll.
Okay, yeah.
And it's just like a fat kid's paradise. But at my family Thanksgiving, so me and my mom, Thanksgiving wasn't a thing. My wife and her 9,500 people from the backwoods Mississippi family, Thanksgiving is everything and everything. So her mom makes this banana pudding. We call it crack pudding. And it's like the traditional like Nilla wafers and everything. Like that is a good time.
Yeah. Oh man. We do things so wrong here. I gotta tell my family to just step it up. It's just, but then they're gonna be like, dude, you just bring your chicken and sweet potatoes anyway. So,
I was gonna say, dude, you can look up a recipe and cook.
no, dude, it's too much, man. I just no, my grandma will make me my own pecan pie, and it's like a little mini one. So that'll be I'll fuck that one. That'll be it.
Yeah, I can deal with that. Every once in a while, and Chris, this might be your household that does this. You ever had like the dirt pudding at a Thanksgiving meal?
Yeah.
You know
What's
what I'm
that?
talking about? Like, now that's taking the place of my fuck if we got that in the building.
What's dirt pudding?
You want to take it away, Mr. Diabetes?
You go for it. Diabetes? What the hell? I'm a crack pudding, bro. Also, you talk about putting mashed potatoes and gravy on a roll. So this is definitely there's a reference about a pot and a kettle, and I think both of them are black.
Okay, so dirt pudding, it's made a couple different ways, but it's usually like this chocolate pudding with like Oreos and a bunch of other like chocolate things mixed in. And it just depends on like the maker of like what else is in it. Like there's a whipped cream yeah, whipped cream on it on top a lot of times. And like, so there's different versions of it, but it's usually some type of like Oreo crumble base layer with like a chocolate pudding layer and then insert any other toppings and whipped cream that you would like to place into said dirt pudding. Sometimes it'll have like a cake layer, like a chocolate cake layer and then chocolate pudding and then an Oreo layer. And then, yeah, it's righteous. Like a bunch of different ways to make it. But yeah, I can get down with some dirt pudding.
I'll just make that for myself tomorrow.
As Alex just figured out that Greek yogurt is good.
Yeah, I ate Greek yogurt last night. I've had it before, but like no, it's been a while.
You just like chastised me for it for so long.
I love it. I am on
Dude,
team Greek yogurt.
Chris would have this like bikini girl breakfast, is what I would call it. He'd have Greek yogurt and berries and granola. It's just like I'd give him so much
butter.
Yeah. All right, dude, you just want a bikini girl. I was like, yes. Dude, it was so good. I was like, oh no, I eats it all the time.
Don't forget to sprinkle your animal on top.
Yeah, it was like
Put 10 megs, you know.
It's so funny. But yeah, it was actually really good.
Oh,
Well, I guess the other thing we should talk about too is holiday eating for clients, because I know we've all gotten probably numerous messages each this week asking for protocol.
Yeah. So I'm starting everybody out. 100 mics. I'm just kidding.
So 14 units Atlantis.
200 milligrams of EMP.
Man, yeah, Luke, Luke, what do you do like for your clients? I just tell
I,
mine to relax.
my roster is so weird. So like, I love all my clients, so y'all don't take this personal, but half of them just sort of like, yeah, I'd rather not. And that's their choice. And that I tell them that's fine. Usually in the check-in email, the way that I say it, it's like adjust your food back, put an estimation in chronometer for the amount that you're going to eat, and then just a one plate rule. And that's
Yeah,
usually kind of what I use.
yeah, I like that. I tell people like one thing I will point out is the more clients you coach, there's like, I've some people overseas who they don't even know what's going on. So then, but then like here, yeah, like some people, the more you talk about it, the more you start to look and you're like, well, they don't really mention family much. They don't really, you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
like you almost have to be careful like
Yeah.
how you word it. You can't be like, "Oh, enjoy the family," because it'd be really awkward if they're like, "What are you talking about?" Like, it's just me. Like, I'm good, dude. So I found myself saying, "Hey, look, like, let's train hard all the way up to it. You know, replace a meal or two with whatever you like. If you don't participate, enjoy an extra free meal or something. Just relax, enjoy the day. But the biggest thing is don't overthink it. If you
Mhm.
feel, like you want to eat out of Tupperware, take your meals, heck yeah, awesome. Like just either way, I'm not going to scold you. Just like I'm not going to ask for check-ins on Friday.
Yep.
I don't want to see it. If you
Yeah.
want to check in, check in. If you don't, cool. Like you get a pass because I'm not going to give you a free pass to go feast and then be like, all right, well, let's check the update this week. Like
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, I always tell them like the two biggest things is like activity and hydration. It's like make sure we still drink water that day.
Yeah.
If anything, probably drink some extra water. Still try to get steps in. I look at it from more like a digestive perspective than anything. And I just lay out the ground rules of like let's try to get 2, 3 of our meals in on a usual rest day diet, and then a meal or two. Because like for me, like I have 2 Thanksgiving dinners. I do one side of the family, then the other. So it's like go enjoy a plate of food at both. Just my biggest thing I told him was like just don't make it an eating competition. Like eat until you're full, be done, take a nap. If you want to go get a pump, get a pump. If you don't want to, that's fine. And I provide the same parameters around checking in. I'm like, if you want to check in, you can. Truthfully, I'm not going to make a rash decision and update your plan based on these metrics. But if you want to, for your sake, we can. If you don't want to check in, we can wait until early next week to give your body a chance to kind of leach a little bit of the water off and whatever else.
Yeah, 100%. I liked your comment, Alex, about like the different types of clients. Because like when I go about Thanksgiving, I'm usually like a week out. I'm like, hey, not sure if you got anything for Thanksgiving coming up. If you do, just let me know and we'll build some guidelines around it. If not, totally cool, just business as usual.
Yeah.
But what you'll learn is the more Canadians you got to coach, you got to be on your game because their Thanksgiving is a month earlier.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have anyone in Canada.
Yeah,
My
so you got to
Canadian was
be.
in prep, so
Yeah, so you have to deal with it. So like when you have Canadians and you coach them, like they like sneak up on you with Thanksgiving. It's like October and it's like here, I gotta Google it. Give me a second.
It's
I'm
like
gonna Google it.
surprise.
So I had Thanksgiving dinner. What? Canadian Thanksgiving. October 13th.
that weird.
Yeah, that is strange. Yeah, I find out I'm more like I'm not culturally endowed, I guess you would say. Like, yeah, I don't know like who does celebrate it. I'm just like, like, okay, I know we do. So, cool.
Oh man.
What's one drug you would never use again?
Again or ever like does there have to be a previous usage of this or are we and is it
I'm just
personal or with clients?
oh man. Well, I didn't get any of those questions added to the question. I was just sent the
Um,
list. Um,
yeah.
I operate in guidelines, so I need
yeah.
guidelines.
Let's do your from previous experience, what you also wouldn't use on yourself in general, and then also what you would not use on a client. We'll just go ahead and knock them all out.
You want me to answer mine?
Yeah.
Any other? I'm like test only now. Um, for myself is boring, right? Because like I don't even take GH anymore. Like straight 100 milligrams a week, like that kind of a deal. Clients, I don't know that I'm willing to say there's anything I wouldn't use.
Y'all write that down.
I mean, I think the one that I wouldn't be willing to use is DNP.
Yep.
And that being that two reasons. The LD50 is super close to what you're already dosing it at. So running some pretty high risk there on like a small mistake in dosing can put you in a really bad spot really quickly. Um, Secondarily, I think the people that have to use it just aren't good at planning contest preps.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of my thoughts on it, but that would be the one. That being said, I have had people come to me who are in my close circle, and I won't mention names, who have wanted to trial it themselves in order to experience it, see it, be able to speak to it. And so like I have had one or two test it. But the max anybody ever kept it in was 3 weeks because it was so brutal that it was just wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
It makes assessment pretty hard too. Um, but it's not something I use with clients at all. Um, and I just don't think I would.
Mhm.
Not to like go into like what you did for it, but did you feed it? Did you like go high food on it?
Mm-mm.
No. That's how I've seen it used once. I'm scared. Yeah, that'd be something I would
Yeah.
never tell. My whole
And
thing on it was I was like, if we need that, like we're doomed.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's my point on it is like if you need it, like you're really not running the right contest prep. Like it's you need to step back and really look at like evaluate what you need. But it's hard for me like outside of that drug to really say anything I wouldn't use. Like there's use cases for so many of them,
Mhm.
like N equals one use cases. Like obviously general recommendation versus non, like but yeah, I mean it's really hard. Like, the ones that get brought up a lot are like the anadrols or the superdraws, but I'm like, I don't use it very often, but I've had one or two cases where it's worked really, really well.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think that's important for people to hear because like they just assume that like come to J3U and we're just giving you Masteron and Primo.
Yeah, where there's like one like level of yeah, right? Like, I mean, look at John's cycle design. I think he's at like 2,500 tests right now, if I remember correctly. Something it's above two, I believe.
Yeah,
It's
which is
like,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say me personally, I wouldn't ever use like I would say I was still bodybuilding. I would never use Deca or Trin E ever
yeah.
again. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I look at like Nandrolons and just grow a boob, so
Mhm.
I hate it. Um DMP would be like one I want to use for clients. Yeah, other than that, like I'm pretty open. Like yeah, there's times where some people are just like, hey, this worked. Um
Yeah.
and there's sometimes, like you said, some people sometimes you're just curious. Someone's like, yeah, like I wonder what this will do.
Mhm.
And they want to know too. So it's like, yeah, like let's try it. One I'll say this. I had a guy, he was just itching to use Trinase, just itching, and never used it before. I was like, okay, well, we'll use it for 6 weeks, 15 milligrams a day in your off season. Because like mentally, I don't think you can handle it during a prep, but like let's just see how you do with some food. He liked it, whatever, but he came to the conclusion, he's like, yeah, I could never do this while I'm hungry. I was like, yeah, okay, good. Like, point proven. Um,
Mhm.
Another kid, I used it on a guy, he's a younger athlete. It was like, I think we used like 10 milligrams a day. Um,
Mhm.
Very good athlete, very high aspirations and very high potential. So while it may have been like third cycle, but it was a prep, I was like, well, you want to go far. I need to see if I can use this on you and how you succeed in a prep setting with it. And let's just go ahead and figure that out now rather than
Mhm.
5 years down the road.
Mhm.
And that may, because I remember telling a buddy of mine who coached, and he was like, oh, that he was like, we were laughing, like he was laughing about it. He's like, oh, you give him Trent his third cycle. I was like, well, yeah, here's why. Like, I need to know. Like, like, let's go ahead and figure that out. And I don't think a lot of coaches would have assumed to have done that. But once I explained to him, he's like, oh yeah, like that actually makes sense. Like, yeah, the kid's good.
Mhm.
Hmm. That makes sense. Me personally, I would never use NPP, DECA, or Tesno Ester ever again.
Mm.
Um, in a client setting, DNP for sure. I just don't. I mean, just logically, I just don't see the application for it, and I think predictability wise, and again, just from a liability sake too, man. Like I don't
No.
would prefer not to kill anybody. It's just like I guess a personal preference, but I digress. But outside of that, like much to what you guys have said, like there's generally a list that I tend to stick within as I understand and kind of can comprehend the predictability of the drug, good and bad, and everything between. But outside of that, there's a willingness to explore in the case scenario where it makes sense.
I think the other one you could make a is any. I don't think there's a use case, and this is the only other class of drug I'll say this for. I really don't think there's a use case for loop diuretics.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like your Lasix, your Bumex, like those, like they just don't really make sense in our realm.
yeah. They've always freaked me out. Um, I've seen injectable Lasix be used. It's pretty cool to watch.
I've seen the Bumex
Pretty
using
cool to
that
be
way.
watched. But I didn't like it, the result. I was like, what are we doing? It's like, it's
And what's crazy is my first peak was Lasix, and it looked sick, but I also had to learn how to do it myself because my coach ghosted me. So
dude,
Yeah,
that's
that's dangerous. So
yeah,
dangerous.
I
I
would like
just
I'd like to circle back to your test no ester. There's nothing like a little milky test going in, dude.
dude. Well, it's the pip, and it's also just like the hour later when it's just like I'm emotional and my nipple
Dude,
hurts. You know.
there oh man, that brings back so much like Trey Cosper nostalgia. It's test no ester.
such
Um,
a classic.
yeah, man,
It's
I
like
just
a
remember the high after the gym. Like
yeah.
you run through walls during and you get done and you're like cold sweat empty, but just still like on.
But then that crash, bro. It's like, dude, it's like the 6 hours after you took Jack 3D is how it
Yes.
was. So,
Yes.
it's like, oh, there's like a dopamine dump and it's depression and it's sad.
So that's how you know I have a problem. I want to go do it now. I'm gonna take it just to feel something.
That's dude, you can
Uh,
have it by all means.
this
Um,
podcast sometimes, I swear.
Luke's like gonna audit all our client supplements for us.
That was
what's
the
y'all's
thing then. Go ahead. What you got?
what's your favorite memory of coaching? That's hard to pick just one.
Oh, don't make me pick one.
Yeah, I can't pick one.
There's so many good ones
Because you bond with like every athlete.
in a
Yeah.
different way, and it's like
Mm.
it's so rewarding all in different manners. Like,
I'll say a visual that stands out to me the most was 2021 Nationals. Um, Debs and Shire were split center, and I thought
mhm.
he like had the second place card. And I drove there. I was like not financially well off. I drove down there and was like, after pre-judge, was like, oh, we got it. Hugged his wife, had like a baby, like very newborn baby. And I was like, we got it. I'm leaving, driving home. Obviously, we ended up getting in third. So the next nationals, I remember I wasn't there because I was like bitter and I was like just financially couldn't go. But he sent me a picture of his now like 2 year old, or she was old enough to stand with the trophy, and he sent me a picture of that. And it's the first visual that I think of because I remember like
Yeah,
how big of like a heartwarming moment, like me hugging his wife, like we did it finally. and then to like be able to see it all come full circle with the overall where we would have turned pro with a second place card. It was like that was an impactful image. That's like probably one of my greatest images I can think of.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Mitch stands out in my mind quite a bit. Usually, when I think about like memories from previous years, like dude won his card 17 pounds under the weight cap. Like the level of on this dude was when he walked out was like it was saran wrap. Like it was it. I mean, I had been in the bodybuilding world for a long time at that point, and like never had seen that walk out like that. Like that just level of peaked. Like it just was so good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He was a good poser too, so it just added to it. Like you kind of have that like nailed peak on top of like really fluid posing and like really well holding poses. Like that's one that sticks out in my mind quite a bit. Plus, Mitch was like a friend that I helped turn pro too, so it's kind of like one of those dynamics. But that's one. Um, Man, there's so many though. Like it's so hard. Like
Yeah.
it's so hard.
Well, that's why I do my Instagram the way I do. It's like highlight reels of like the
Yeah.
shows. And so that like so pretty much like if you scroll back through my Instagram of the last two seasons, those are my favorite memories of all those shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole time frame for me was interesting because it was just like No Switch had exploded and we had this massive group that were all here and just like a part of the team, and so it was cool. But I don't know, man. I think it's hard to beat like watching you guys win. Like it's hard for me to not say that. Like watching you guys win cards or overalls or whatever it is, like it's awesome because it's just like the team coming together as a collective and like watching y'all's work pay off. Like those are really cool moments for me just because it's like all those calls that we do and all this time we put in to all the clients. It's like sweet, like notched it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, obviously, it's like adds a lot of gratification to it, man. I think just like seeing your excitement for us and like knowing that it's like legitimate, it's not like a fabricated thing, if that makes any amount of sense, you know?
Yeah, yeah, no,
Um,
absolutely.
I think there was a moment where I felt like you were almost more excited for my last double overall than I was when I texted you about it, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's hard too, because like you guys said, like I get very emotionally attached, especially to my prep people, because at that point, like we've developed such a strong bond and spend so much time together, whether it's in person or just through phone and just constant conversation. I think obviously the ones that stick out to me, I think like Barry's double overall last year, I think is it was like the one time where I like really felt I guess certain in what I was able to produce, right? Just because I was like really my first season, like actually showcasing as a prep coach. And to come out and do that, like I literally threw her in wellness because she continued to have people like talking to her at the gym, like, oh, you should do wellness. You're meant to do wellness. And she kept hounding me about it. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll throw you in wellness and see what happens. And then she won both. And I was like, okay, it was like my first like moment that I felt really a sense of accomplishment as a coach in the prep scene. And then AJ's double overall this year, where he almost took a triple crown, obviously meant a lot to me because me and AJ are super close, and we had spent, I trained with him every day of that prep, and we talked all day long, and there was a massive sigh of relief just knowing his story of where he started previous to me, and then obviously this season, like or this previous show with Daniel and Carly, like I've talked to him both about it extensively. There are moments with both of them where I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these people on stage ever, and lo and behold was able to produce two overalls with them. So there's a lot, but again, to your point, there's so many moments even around that, like hell, some of my favorite moments are team workouts, right? It's hard to just like narrow it down to one singular thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like and too like Chris, some of our most fun moments are like around it's just being around the show.
Yeah.
Like the Airbnbs and like the late night like kitchen talks and like all that stuff. It's a big thing, but I think that just comes with us like truly loving what we do.
Hmm.
Like, yeah. I'll say this, I think I've said it on a podcast before, like And it's kind of mean. Like I'll see some other coaches at shows who never win, and they're there like year after year. And dude, I couldn't keep coming back.
No,
I couldn't do it. Like,
no.
so I think part of it is like I love the hunt and the chase for winning, and then
Mm.
seeing it all unfold, and then that drive home on Sunday or the flight home or wherever. That's the most like you're getting the
You just
Instagram ready. You're like you
yeah.
just sit back and that's probably the best feeling after any show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is
dude,
that's
the relief.
yeah.
It's like I can finally breathe now, Dude, I think actually one of my favorite moments this year was when I was driving back, because we stayed in BFE Leesburg for the show in
Yeah.
Gadsden, and almost got a speeding ticket on the way there. But it was between Daniel and this other men's physique guy if they were choosing shape, they would have chosen him. And I was the rest of the day after prejudging, I was like so in my head of what they were going to favor. I was texting both of you guys about it and a couple other people at the show. And I was driving back, dude. I was listening to Blue Notes by Meek Mill, and I was just like, he's gonna win that shit, dude. And I looked down, I was going like 95, and I was like, all right, dude, chill the fuck out. But it was just like that moment where I was like, no, I'm gonna deliver this, right? Like that's what I think
Yeah.
me and Alex we've talked about it before, but like when we post those pictures the night before, the morning of, we post the cryptic shit. It's like a moment where I'm intentionally trying to put pressure and almost instill some amount of this duality of like self doubt, but self certainty in what I'm presenting. And then to like double down on that and post it and then actually deliver it. That's what I live for. I'm like, I fucking knew that shit.
Yeah, I'll say I'll give honorable mention is the car drive to Great Tennessee Valley Show. Excuse me, Chris and Austin show in Huntsville this year. It just was like the pictures just weren't good from the stage, and we were like trying to get some like we were like, are they flat? Are they like it's just like. Then we go outside, they look fine, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, why isn't this transmitted? So long story, the vibes were off after prejudging. It was just not like clicking well. And we had like 17 cars at our Airbnb. I was getting pissed off because I'm like, so all I remember I was like, all right, I gotta set the tone here. Because we're going back to finals and like they buried everybody there. But I was like, I need them to know they buried everybody there. There's like 12, 15 people around the kitchen. And I grabbed my keys. I said, whoever's parked behind me, get the fuck out of the way. And like, I was like, guys, let's go. Cause like they all drove early that morning. Dude, we get in the car. We don't say a word. And I'm just hitting bangers. And I think I played Lil White like three times in this
Yeah.
song called We Ain't Playing by Lil White. And we pull up in the parking lot and I like, none of us get out of the car. I turn it up even more and we're just vibing. And then the car, like the song ends, I was like, let's go inside, guys. And then it was just like on after that. Like they just it got that out of them that I was needing.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that like show weekends are so weird. It's like you leave some of them and you're just like so pissed off. I
Yeah.
remember talking to you after Chicago. I was like wanting to throw my phone through a wall.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It's just like because like there was a few shows that Emily did this year, Emily King, where I was like, I don't know what I'm watching or what is happening right now, but it's like some of them I get, like the girls that won deserve to win, but like some of them I was like, what is happening? Like what is happening right now? Like I know the criteria, I know where she is relative to the criteria. Like these girls just don't match up to what the decisions are being made. And so like those are the really frustrating ones where it's like all those positives you get from being so passionate about it can make the bads like so much more negative. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting dynamic, and they all have their own like way of burning into your memory in some way, shape, or form. Of like, well, I don't ever want that feeling again.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and making sure that never happens. But yeah, it's interesting. Like when you're really passionate about what you do, it's it can change the experience for sure.
Yeah. And again, because I know I talk about the wins, but the losses hit, man. And
They suck.
you can't just say, well, you can't win them all. Don't console me with that. because I really think I can win them all. So like
Yeah.
don't like but also that doesn't help. But like it's like you said, Luke, it's like it's not it's one thing bringing an athlete and like like hey, okay, we're pretty good, but like when you have someone bang on and they deserve and how hard they work for it, and it's like watching your life, it's like watching your world like crumble in front of you, and you can't help them. You're just like, and then we start questioning ourselves. We're like, oh God, they're gonna leave us. Like they just, and you start going back, and there's literally nothing else you could do, but it's the most empty feeling until you can go make it right. And sometimes you can't even go make it right. And that's probably one of the worst things. It's like you just, and then you better hope there's another show you can win soon because you need to get out of that funk.
You need to get out of that
Yeah.
funk. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it's to me it's like obviously I want all my athletes to win for their sake more than even my own in the sense of I want them to find more gratification and why they chose to do this. And so it's like I mean I still choose the duality of how much I care about this all day long. But like I lose sleep to this day. Like I'll just be like laying in bed. I'm like, oh, what could I have done better in that 2023 peak week that could have changed the outcome, right? It's like I'm constantly having to like go back and ruminate over this because I don't want to repeat that. Um, and I just don't know how you don't like I don't understand coaches that don't do that, right?
Yeah, it'll drive me insane. Like even and that's the thing, a lot of times the clients are happy and they don't even
Mhm.
know. They're just like so proud that they're happy to be there. But like it's hard to I had this with my first time bikini girl Riley. We got beat and we shouldn't have gotten beat.
It's bullshit.
She was so happy because she did good. She won her class, but like we should have had the overall. And I had to go to the bathroom and calm down because like she just did her first show ever and she doesn't know that she kind of got screwed. But I know. And I was like, but even then, like they still knew I was so pissed. But I think that that's what makes us good as coaches because you're right, Chris. Like a lot of people, it doesn't eat away at them. And they're like, okay, on to the next. But with us, it's like we take it so personal.
Mhm. Yeah, it's my responsibility, right? At the end of the day, like they put faith in me, and even if I sit there and manage the expectations with my first timers, like I that is what I expect of them. But for me as the coach, like I expect to go win the whole fucking thing, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
standard that I've set for myself. And being the control freaks that we are, if it's out of my control, dude, oh my god, does
Sucks.
it drive me insane?
Sucks. You'll always know if I'm at a show and have someone on stage. I'm the loudest mother effer in that building.
Yeah, dude, you are because I remember 2021 Nationals, dude. I was sitting beside Carlos's family. Actually, his mother is an incredible woman. Got to talk to her, and I just remember seeing you like right beside the NPC or whatever photographer, like to wherever that guy was set up with this camera, just like losing your fucking shit when traffic was up. And I was like, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how it was when Abby came out and was like in the center at USA's. I was standing up in the like VIP section, and then people were like, "Sit down," and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry." Like there's all
You just
yeah, but
don't.
I did, dude. I didn't care. I was like, "Well, your person's not winning, all right? Like, so it doesn't matter." Yeah.
Oh man.
Ooh, here's a good one. Favorite Air Jordan.
Don't make me pick.
We can go models if you want, just to simplify it.
Retro 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
Luke's going to
I'm
get
like I'm stuck between if we're playing show and tell, I've got to go upstairs.
it.
Go to the sneaker room. If we're going comfort, I'm going twos or threes. If we're going
Really?
look, yeah, dude, two lows and threes, I think are the most comfortable to wear on a show day. If it's an all day thing, I love my fours. I've got countless pairs of fours, but dude, you get to the end of a day and you take those fuckers off,
A little tight. Little,
brother. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What you got?
Show and tell time. So I stumbled across these a while ago. They're a little dirty because I actually wear them. They've got the barcode on the back, and then the
Yeah.
white with the yellow. They're like a they're like a dunk variant. They look like ones, but they're actually taller than a one.
Uh-huh.
Favorite shoe I've ever owned. I
Those
Wow.
are
love these things.
I love that I've never seen them before. That's
Never
why I
That
knew
is
like
they
one
existed.
of the reasons I love them. I came across them in a store one day and I was like, these are the ones.
Yeah,
These
those
are
are
it.
sick.
They got the barcodes and everything.
Dude, I love that. Yeah, I had no idea those existed.
Yeah, I'd have to find them online. But they're like a dunk variant of some sort. And I used to be so much more into shoes. I'm not anymore, but
Yeah.
like you just have a problem.
Yeah, I think fours are probably going to be my favorite. Um, Honorable mention, I think are very
yeah,
comfy.
they're very
Fives
comfortable.
and nines.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nines are,
Five are super
yeah,
comfy.
yeah. They just look
11.
like fives are just a little too like moon shoe-ish. They're a little too like we're going to ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
fine, but like you can't rock them with a pair of jeans like you can a pair of fours.
Hmm.
My honorable mention is my ready-made blazers. You
Hmm.
guys have seen those.
Ooh, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
The whites with the big swoosh. They've
yeah.
got kind of
Hmm.
like the camo on it. Favorite ones.
Dude, yeah, Luke would pull up with some Jordans and some tights for legs.
Hell
Those
yeah.
are the days.
Dude, I miss the tights days, dude.
Dude,
Uh,
Luke would have hamstrings for days, just
you,
like
you like see my hamstrings through the tights, like.
for no reason. So fucking good.
Oh man.
We got one more, Chris.
Yeah, we got two more. Weirdest prep fixations. I guess like food fixations is probably the easiest way to narrow this down because I know Luke likes parameters in these questions.
Weirdest prep fixation.
I was big on mushrooms for a majority of this last prep.
Like
Like
eat.
like you eat the mushrooms or like
Yeah,
the
not
tripping
psychedelic
mushrooms?
guys.
Psilocybin.
We're not. That sounds like a dangerous game of Russian roulette.
Oh,
Interestingly enough, um, if you look at like psychedelic research, it's about to potentially get approved next year for anxiety and depression to be done in like therapeutic clinics,
yeah.
Mhm.
like therapy clinics, where it'll be actually controlled trips, because they've shown like the efficacy of resolution with depression and addiction, using not psilocybin, but there's some of the other ones. Um, it's actually more robust with 1 to 2 experiences than any level of medication or therapy that's available.
Nice.
Man,
I'm glad they're going that route, being that, ketamine therapy is already legal and being
yeah.
utilized. You would have think it would have been the other way
Opposite.
around.
Yeah, right.
Dude, that's interesting.
I have a friend of mine who's doing some research in that realm, and it's interesting because the way it works essentially, and again, not my specialty, but just my understanding of it, is that left brain, right brain during the trip can efficiently talk to each other than you
Mhm.
can in like regular consciousness. And as a result, like it changes the way that you view things. And it can help with like anxiety, depression. And there's a lot more into it than just that simple like 5 second explanation. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's pretty fascinating, some of the stuff that's in that
Interesting.
realm.
That is interesting.
But back to prep fixations. Mushrooms
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
you.
Man, if we're talking drugs, oh, I will say there was one prep, and this is terrible. I was taking so much Tren. I had to like rely on like my prescription Klonopin, like I was prescribed for anxiety, to just like sit on the couch and relax. So that became like a very not healthy fixation,
Mhm.
for sure. But I think you just like everybody, like the shopping, like just. But the problem was is like you're also poor usually, like prepping, so it's like your funds are allocated other places. So it's like, yeah, you're trying to shop, but it's like dumb stuff. But that and then like food wise, I remember one is my last prep. I thought it was a frosty. This is how dieted I was, but it was just ISO 100 and ice and water, and you blend it with just enough water to where it's like ice cream consistency. And I thought it was the best thing in the world. And it was like my savior through prep. And then I tried it like post show. I was like, this is absolutely terrible.
This
I
is
did that in 2022, but I would do it with like 3 grams of xanthan gum.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
even didn't even have that.
Yeah, dude, I thought it was so good. Trying to think. First prep, I did Walden Farms pancake syrup on tilapia quite a few times. That was one.
goodbye
Um,
GI. Good grief.
dude, I did it by accident, and I was like, "Damn, that kind of hits." And then I did it for like another week. I'm trying to think of what else.
Man, mine was Trader Joe's made this pickle mustard. They
Oh,
make it right in the summer. I
oh,
prepped that summer, and oh my goodness, both me and my wife were just addicted. We were both prepping that year.
Yeah. Oh God.
We legitimately bought like 25 bottles of this mustard. It was just that deep in our cabinet.
Because yeah, once you're in, you can't run out. Like
Yeah, no,
can't
you're
run
not
out.
changing condiments.
Mm-mm.
mm-mm. I used the Southwest hot mustard from Walmart. That was one that I used a lot.
Yeah, that's a banger. People don't give that enough credit.
Amen.
What the other one was, you know, when your like cream of rice starts getting so small that you just like you stop everything you're doing to just to eat sit and eat that cream of rice bowl.
Hmm.
Some maple brown sugar cream of rice from Pride. And
Hmm.
I had like 20 grams of nut butter in it, and it was legitimately like 40 grams cream of rice with like 20 grams of nut butter. I would stop the world to sit
Yeah.
there and eat that cream of rice.
Uh, oh
Dude,
man, dude, yeah, it's
my
like
yeah, my 30 grams of oatmeal, thanks, Alex. I would make it into 2 bowls, and I would sit there and put in my headphones and like listen to music and just like eat it as slow.
How do you make that into two bowls? I'm curious.
Dude, it was soup. It was I would put 15 grams in 2 separate bowls and probably an unnecessary amount of water, and then I would do 1 scoop of banana bread flavored MRE light and then one of chocolate brownie, and I'd make both of those bowls, and I would sit there, and I would force myself to take like 10 minutes to eat it, and then the rest of my day was just fish and veggies. So it was like that was my only moment of hope and peace.
We don't have any weight caps to make anymore, so you're fine.
Yeah, we're good.
we had to do what we had to do, man. Oh man. Dude, yeah, that's I think we all like once you get into just putting cinnamon on your oats, like if you were like Alex, you have to start prepping. Like for that mental lock-in, that's exactly what I would go do. Is
Hmm.
that first bowl of cinnamon, Splenda, and oatmeal, you know you're prepping again. And that's like
Hmm.
that's all it would take. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yep, we're back.
I think for me is I'd park a bike, like one of the stationary bikes, like close by wherever I was waking up, because the last prep I did, we had like the garage was like right down the stairs from the bedroom, and you would just walk out there and immediately do like whatever your cardio was for that day. And I was doing a combination of like steps, like on a treadmill, plus some like bike, just like
Ooh,
every day.
man. Yeah, that's I've never done it like that. I would always like it would always be a big to do. Like, oh, I gotta go do cardio and it's a disaster.
No.
Did you guys have like any like fixation shows during prep?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. I know you did.
Yeah. My psycho trend prep, I would watch The Sopranos and then Mike Tyson highlight reels
Hmm.
just over like pre-training was Mike Tyson, just over and over again.
I
So
watched the Tavon Austin West Virginia highlight reel of his that edit probably 7,000 times this prep.
I get into documentaries,
Mm-hmm.
like the Jordan
Really?
documentary or like just like documentaries of like great athletes. Like that's my thing.
Mm-hmm. Me
Yeah.
too.
Pre-training, I was a huge guy. I would watch Dallas McCarver
Yep.
all the time. All the time. That was like something that just I would always turn on. I watched it the other day before I went to the gym.
It's classic.
Yeah,
If someone made a movie about your lifting career, who would play you?
Hmm.
we would assume they'd get yoked, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can it be like before Luke retired bodybuilder? Can we use that, Luke?
Yeah.
Let's say you're getting jacked either way. Like who would play you?
Oh, John Cena?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty good pick.
Oh, who would play you? Jason Statham. He would just have to get a lot more jacked, but
Hmm.
let's see him being a good character for me. It's kind of light.
Oh. My uncle calls me Magic Mike, so I think Channing Tatum would be applicable.
Really?
Yeah.
Not oh, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. The guy from Peaky Blinders.
Oh,
Oh, oh,
Cillian Murphy.
yeah, that
It's
might be a
so
better one.
gross.
He'd have to get jacked.
Yeah, you'd have to get so jacked. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I'll
funny.
take that one.
Oh.
Chris is like a blend of him and Matt Rife. It's so
I can see the Matt Rife for sure.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's so
Let
funny.
me. I gotta pull up Cillian now. Yeah, I can see like prep face, diet face
Yeah.
for sure. Cillian Murphy.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
God,
true.
I miss my death face. Um. Anyways,
We
that's
have
what we got.
anything else?
That's it for today, fellas.
It's wrapped up. We got any news announcements? Anything for the J3U listeners?
Oh, this will come out. So Black Friday sales right now. So just make sure you guys get that. You guys can use either Alex's or Chris's code to. Oh, actually, no, those codes won't work. Black Friday sales, just like the general Black Friday, it's the same for everyone. No real codes or anything. On all the courses, we don't discount our coaching, unfortunately, because the coaching is a service and it doesn't need to be discounted. So that'd be it. I mean, really, just all the courses are on sale there. And if you guys like have questions, comments, concerns, like drop in the comments below. We also have all the links to J3 Coaching, J3 Universities, all in the description. But thanks for tuning in. These guys, I love y'all doing this episode. Like, it's so good. Like every week, I'm like looking forward to see what the title of the episode is, just so that I can see what shit y'all got into. So
This
I'm like waiting for the podcast to come through on Wednesdays afternoons. Like, all right, what are we posting this week?
yeah, and y'all don't be afraid to like ask us questions. Like we don't announce like who asked or anything like that. Like
Yeah.
you can get like it can be off the wall, it can be like deep. It doesn't have to be just like what do you eat for the day. Like we can talk about anything. So feel free to ask us.
Yeah, we like the diversity that you guys provide. It makes it a little bit more fun for us to talk about stuff that's, obviously bodybuilding centric, but stuff outside of it as well. Just adds a little bit more diversity. So please participate. And we're going to start putting up our question box the day before we record rather than the morning of. Try to collect more. If you guys want us to announce who asked it, we also can. But if you want to keep it anonymous, we can
Yeah.
do that too.
Yeah, I'll put it to you this way. I've been looking at a question, what's the difference in 4 sessions of 25 minutes of cardio or 5 minutes of 20 minutes of cardio for about 3 weeks now. So I don't I keep it like, like I want to educate you guys, but I want to have fun with it. And I will throw that question in at some point, but let us have fun here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
till
Help
next,
us help you guys.
yeah.
Well, on that note, if you guys are listening on YouTube, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. If you're on Spotify, please leave us a 5-star review, share with a friend. And until next time, thank you for listening to J3U After Hours.